Few months ago, I bought my very first iPhone, the iPhone 7. Okay, before I jump into the review, just last month I watched WWDC 2020. After being impressed with their keynote presentation on iOS 14, I immediately went into the Apple website to find out the list of devices that'll be supporting iOS 14. And oh, Okay, why was I obviously pissed about that? Well, if I had found out that the last iPhone with a headphone jack will be supported with iOS 14, I would have bought it. But instead, I bought the iPhone 7. And I bought it 2 months before WWDC, and at that time people were saying iPhone 6s won't be supported this year. Hey. Transitioning from using 3.5mm headphones to a bunch of accessories is till today not seamless. Moral of the story, wait at least 2 months before the keynote. Watch the keynote, then buy the iPhone. Okay, with one major negative out of the way, using this as my first iPhone has been going well so far. Now, here's my story. I bought this used, non-refurbished 128GB iPhone 7 for 696 ringgit from a regional online e-commerce platform, Shopee. Now, that's a bargain online, until when the phone came to me. It came with a ton of scratches which I didn't mind. Sure, I had expected that when buying online. What I didn't expect and disappointed me was the phone came with a dead pixel on the screen and a faulty audio chip. At that rate, even with the warranty, I had to send it for repairs fast, because my A30 was being borrowed by someone else. With it being loaned at the same time with me having those issues, I was phoneless. The catch with the warranty is that I had to send it by mail or go to another state where the phone was sold from and exchange it. Now, a couple of months ago at that time, I couldn't cross state borders in Malaysia because the whole country was in the middle of a pandemic lockdown. So, if I wanted my iPhone repaired within a day, I had to send it to a nearest repair shop. Fortunately, my iPhone did get repaired. Granted, I lost my water resistance, and the display that I'm currently using is cheap, slightly unsaturated, and slightly dimmer than the previous original display. Nonetheless, I was pleased to have my phone back, and then later on, I got used to its imperfections. But it kinda took a huge toll in my phone spending. With the cost of repair, the total amount of my iPhone became 896 ringgit. With that amount, I would have bought a 128GB iPhone 7 Plus. I checked the reviews from that shop and I was sufficiently convinced to buy it. But anything can happen when you're buying online, right? So there's that. I gave the shop 3 stars because even though I was pleased with it, I wasn't happy with what was given. Story of the way, why did I buy it then? For the iPad. Now, this has become my laptop replacement. A review of this would come soon. Anyways, my Android phone could not transfer files to my iPad via Bluetooth or wired connection. I could use cloud storage, but it's not seamless and fast. And of course, I also could use the USB adapter, but I needed a phone that could be used as an accessory and tool to transfer files seamlessly and fast via wireless connection. Thus, the iPhone was considered. This was due to Apple's unique feature that most Androids don't have, and that's AirDrop. Jarring, isn't it, that till today most Android phones in the world don't have it. Heck, even Huawei has it. Let me demonstrate how easy it is to transfer files. So there you go. And that's why I bought the iPhone 7. Still should have bought the 6s. But how has the experience been? Apart from the rocky start, because of me using the iPad for months before buying the iPhone, it's all familiar to me. One of the problems was WhatsApp. I couldn't retrieve my messages that were stored in Google Drive from the A30, and because the iPhone's default cloud storage was the iCloud, so retrieving messages from Google Drive was impossible. I tried looking for solutions, but I gave up. Started WhatsApp with no previous messages. If you do know how, please leave a comment down the bottom and help users who are transitioning from Android. Another thing is poor battery life. It charges fast but drains fast. Obviously because this thing comes with a small battery capacity along with its aging battery health. Now, this one charges at a maximum of 5 watts, and I like that even though its charging power is low, from 0 to full in at least 1 hour, which in my opinion is impressive, but it's still not enough to make up for its battery drain. Daily usage of 3 to 5 hours of on-screen time is not enough. So I pray that for you all carrying power banks won't be a burden. I've began my transition from Android to iOS with an iPad first instead of an iPhone. So again, it's all familiar to me. I don't have any major problems. It's simple, unique, and coherent. I do have some minor nitpicks. One of them is settings. It's not as organized as Android. Come on, Craig, it doesn't take a joint to simplify all this.
And so we collected our crack product marketing team. Now, they first ventured south, discovering OS X Oxnard. They headed east, landing at OS X Rancho Cucamonga. They boldly ventured north, landing at OS X Weed. Strangely, this one had large pockets of support within the product marketing organization, but saner heads did.
Another nitpick is I miss the flexibility and customization of Android. Common example is the home screen. I can adjust the layout, apps, and widgets to my liking. Now, iOS 14 will have this flexibility to adjust wherever you want to add them, but again, it is still limited. I just watched Mr. Who's the Boss video on why he'd switch from Android to iPhone. Quote,
95% of the time, all a smartphone is just a portal to your applications.
Unquote. And I agree with him. My experience using apps on Android is the same as using apps on the iPhone. Using any app, majority of it are similar, easy to understand and use. So you see the cohesion here between the two OS platforms. And that is why I agree with him. Plus, do watch his video cause I owe him for that quote and the video. Performance has been stable within my needs. Never in my experience has it lagged or crashed. OS stability at 2 gigs of RAM is no doubt impressive, something where Android could not achieve to date if they were to implement similar RAM capacity. Gaming performance is probably on par with most mid-range phones of 2020. Native resolution medium graphics at 30 FPS is bearable. However, it's not entirely perfect. You game or record videos on this thing, it kills the heck out of this battery. My biggest positive with this phone is the cameras. Holy moly, never have I seen the camera quality that impressive ever since owning my Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Heck, by far, this is the best camera on a smartphone than any other smartphone I have used. Thanks in part to not just the photo capability, but due to its video capability as well. I know it's 2020 and this does not have a multi-camera setup, but I'm still using my A30 whenever I want to take a wide-angle shot. So, enough said. I honestly don't know how to provide my opinion on how good the photos are. Majority of the time I snap the photo, it takes the shot perfectly. Rarely it overexposed or underexposed. Colors are perfectly vibrant and well saturated. It focuses fast and perfectly, something that I wish that was in the A30, but still does a downside to the iPhone's camera. Obviously, it's low light. But let me tell you, I don't take low light photos, albeit whether it's a dark scenario or a night scenario, as often as I would like to. but if you do, well, sometimes photos will come out noisy or overexposed to compensate for it. But however, it's sufficient enough for posting on social media. Fact, from my previous video, my iPhone recorded all the B-roll footage that you saw in there. This is a damn win for versatility. If you record from the camera app, it's simple enough and records perfectly fine, but you'll be able to record videos better once you unlock its hidden potential. Believe me when you use video recording apps such as Mavis or Filmic Pro, you'll unveil more of its hidden video recording capabilities. Flex your video recording knowledge and you'll know why the iPhone's video recording are no match in comparisons to Android's video recording capabilities. Thus, recording videos on this iPhone is perfect for YouTube. Some plus points. Although it's small, I appreciate the ergonomics of the 4.7-inch display. You'll get a large everlasting library of iPhone accessories. Casings, cables, tempered glass, you name it. But the major advantages of owning the iPhone is that not just it comes with great software support, great privacy, or a harmonious Apple ecosystem, but endless resources of iPhone parts. This is extremely beneficial as an iPhone owner because iPhone parts are easier to get and cheaper than buying the parts for every Android smartphone. Sure, still it costs, but it's very affordable to repair. It's like owning a piece of hidden insurance repair discount. Plus, you don't have to worry about going the distance. If anything gets broken, locked, or spoiled, it's there for you wherever you are, online or brick or mortar. When I wrote for this video, I didn't know what to name this as the title. Is this a review or a personal journey piece? But as I write along, I think of this as a retrospective. The iPhone was meant for me, because I was so quick to adapt to a phone that I despise of and I never know I would use. Yeah, I'm an Android fan, and I still am, but as a tech enthusiast, I am privileged to have the best of both worlds. For iOS beginners, I'd recommend getting the iPhone 6s or the first generation SE for starters. Get the largest storage option and both of these phones will last till next year. Then from then on, you can decide whether you like it or not. But for iPhone 7, should you keep it in 2020? Absolutely. In fact, not only this phone will last till next year, but I believe it would last till 2022 or beyond. Thanks in part to two iPads that are currently using the same processor as the iPhone 7, the Apple A10 Fusion chip. The iPad 9.7-inch 6th generation was released in 2018, and the 10.2-inch 7th generation in the following year. So if they were to commit to that iOS 5-year cycle, then it is expected that devices running with this chipset should last beyond 2022. But sooner or later, we'll eventually know when they'll receive their last update. As the years go by down the road, the iPhones of this year will be price dropped and affordable in the future thanks to Apple's continued software support, thus buying us enough time to save some money and afford our next iPhone. Again, that red iPhone skin in this video isn't sponsored. Obvious difference, I dropped the accent due to feedback and also cause I'm speaking a little bit better. Still, it's a work in progress. I kinda stammer often, which required a lot of takes. Nevertheless, I aim to improve as I go along making videos in this channel. Also, my light bulb blew midway throughout making this video, and I dubbed now over my usual head bobbing, so gotta get used to it. I know this video was late, making this took 4 weeks since my last one, but I had 2 games that just came out a couple of weeks ago. So now you know where most of my time commitments went. As for the video quality, apologies for that. Obviously, not just its 16:9, but the entire video was recorded on my A30. So again, sorry for that. Lastly, do follow my fellow tech YouTuber Sarenbyte, as he just uploaded a video of his first gen iPhone SE running iOS 14. Besides that, thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit like and to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos coming soon here. Again, thanks for watching, stay safe, wear a mask, practice safe distancing, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.